Okay, so what's the one thing that almost we all detest? And that's a story problem, right? So you get this story problem, you're sitting at home, you have absolutely no idea how to even get started. So we want to do an example. And so this question asks you, it says, among all pairs of numbers whose difference is 8, find a pair whose product is as small as possible. Well, as small as possible, if we're looking at quadratics, means that we are thinking about a minimum. So we need to find out what is the minimum that we can get from these pairs of numbers. So now here's your kicker. We've got to come up with some variables. So I know I need a number, right? So I'm going to say I'm going to let x equal one of my numbers. And then as I'm reading through, it says difference is 8. So the difference in the number I just picked and another number is going to be 8. So my other number is going to be x minus 8. So that's going to be my other number. I know it's kind of vague, I'm sorry. Alright, so I've got that. Now what does it say? As we keep reading, it says find a pair whose product. So the key words, I'm just going to kind of underline those that we've looked at. We looked at difference, and that's what we did right here. And now we're going to look at product. So that means I need to multiply what I have. So I've got x times x minus 8. So then product leads us to this one right here. So now that I have that, why don't I simplify that? That's going to be x squared minus 8x. It kind of looks like a function, right? So we could say that this is f of x. Now this looks vaguely familiar to that ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm thinking if it looked just like that, it might make my life a little bit easier. So let's see if it was f of x equals x squared minus 8x plus 0. Now it looks exactly the same. So now I can find a vertex, right? I've got this formula, so I'm just going to plug and chug. So I know that my x value is going to be minus b over 2a. So I'm going to have minus a minus 8 over 2 times 1. So I'm going to have 8 over 2, which is going to be 4. And now I can find the y value. I'm going to plug in that value into f of x. So y equals 4 squared minus 8 times 4. I've got that plus 0. I don't really need it. So I've got 16 minus 32. So that's going to give you a minus 16. So my vertex is at 4 comma negative 16. So if that's your vertex, what does that mean the minimum product is? Remember, the minimum product is when we multiplied the two together. So the minimum product is going to be the minus 16. So that's what you've got. You've got the minimum product, so you've finished the equation or the problem.